Hello, welcome to the Elone Show. I'm your host, John Elone. In this episode, no regulars, because reasons, as always. As for our guest, he is from Rwanda. He is a pop singer, and he has worked on many big projects, and he's currently working, and is currently part of one of the biggest music agencies in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Chris Level. You're welcome. So, how's life?
It's been easy and glad to be here working on a new project, new new song called Tell Me. Yeah, so it's been pretty great.
Fabulous. What inspired you to become a musician or a pop singer?
So basically, I started out as a musician, as a singer, mainly a licensing musician, making soundtracks. But when I first got into the licensing world, I got I got into it because the producer basically told me it was a career choice. But this guy called Baba, who has like 3 million followers, after I made the song, I had a song which I was making back in the day, didn't intend to release it. And then this guy got in touch with me and then wanted to make it his official soundtrack. So I saved it. And then people started to like mention me online, and my name kind of started to pop. And then this executive at Warner Music Chapel got in touch with me, and he told me that he wanted to work with me into making soundtracks. Then I accepted. Then she she started rolling like that.
Sweet. What was life for you growing up?
Right now, it was as humble as possible. I mean, here in Rwanda, we don't have. I mean, recently they just built like a big arena. I think it's the biggest arena in Africa, the biggest music arena in Africa. So kind of, it's not that glamorous opportunity. It doesn't have what to say, a lot of ways of nurturing someone's talent. So everything I know about music, I learned from YouTube. I tell myself from YouTube.
Oh,
So as I was explaining how I grew up here, there was not a lot of opportunities for me to nurture my talent and grow artistically. Everything I everything I know, I taught myself. Everything except for playing the guitar. Other than that, I taught myself.
I see.
Yeah.
Are there any other projects that you're currently working on at the moment?
So except from Tame Me, there's nothing else. Tame Me is my debut album, my first album, and yeah, I mean, so I have the first song is also called Tame Me. Tame Me, and it will be released on May 31st. So you have to watch out.
Fabulous. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
It's either in the U.S. or Rwanda. Those two places.
Nice.
I like the
Honestly, I'd
climate
say the
here.
same mostly.
I like everything about here, but the thing is, there's not a lot of opportunities here. So yeah, maxing out for opportunities.
Good point. There's so many jobs in the United States.
Yeah.
Would you rather not be able to open closed doors or not be able to close open doors?
Can you repeat the question? Can you repeat it?
Yes, of course. Would you rather not be able to open closed doors or not be able to close open doors?
It's kind of tough. Huh? It's kind of tough, huh?
Yes,
Rather not close open doors. I rather not close open doors. I rather not close
good
open
point.
doors. I rather not close open doors because, I mean, why would you close an open door? If there's an opportunity or something out here that's open, you know, I mean, that's my theory, but I think you get it. So I don't think it's necessary.
If there's an opportunity, you should go for it.
Yeah.
What hobby would you get into if time and money wasn't an issue?
Hobby, think traveling the world, you know, every day. Basically, basically, going from one country to another in a single day. That would be my hobby.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
What could you give a 40-minute presentation on without preparation?
Basically, be me chilling, and it'll be a mixture of me chilling and telling people close
Good point. What should they teach in high school but they don't?
differences. Basically, in college, I mean, in schools specifically, they have this way of teaching a small set of things to people, but people do not get the same level of understanding or level of doingness or ability, possibility in the same things. So the creative differences basically mean like when you you're at a higher grade level, it will be like better if they ask students like what what do you see yourself doing in 5 years, or what are you actually good at, and then pick that and then be the subject. They're going to start creative differences, and then teach them that everyone is good at something, but not everyone is good at something. Basically.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the best way to travel?
Airplane.
Yeah, can't argue with airplane. They always go very far places.
Yep.
Yeah. How much time do you spend on the internet?
3 hours a day minimum. I'm basically on my phone. Like whenever I open up my phone, I'm basically on it. So at least 3 hours minimum.
Yeah, I spend at least 3 hours on my phone each day too. And of course, technology, especially our smartphones, they connect us in so many ways. And
Yeah.
it gets to a point. What is life like if we don't have smartphones with us right now?
Basically non-existent.
Yeah, very true. What's the best way to start the morning?
The best way is to start in the morning. So um brushing your teeth, soaping your hair, or cleaning your hair, or washing your hair, and then uh eating your breakfast, but preferably be porridge. And do you guys know what porridge is? Like in your country, do you know what porridge is?
Yes, I do know what porridge is.
So yeah, porridge. Porridge in the morning as breakfast. Be great. Be really great.
Fantastic. If you could host a talk show, who would you have on as your guest?
Either Tyler from South Africa, Ruger from Nigeria, Charlie XCX from I think it's Canada or the US, Justin Bieber or Ronaldo. Any of
Oh,
those.
Ronaldo. Okay, that's nice. If you were planning on to do a collaboration for a new song, which music artist would you have on for your collaboration?
It'll be either Tyler from Nigeria, Charlie XCX, Justin Bieber, or like Central Six, either of those.
Nice. Where is the best place to explore?
Best place to
Best place to explore.
just to explore. I think it's a mixture of Latvia, Latvia, country Latvia in Eastern Europe, or Rwanda. Those two places, Latvia or Rwanda. You can come to visit Rwanda
Sweet.
someday. You'll see for yourself.
Yeah, I sure will.
You know
Who was
that
the last person you've talked to?
what
I said, who was the last person you've talked to?
the last person it was my assistant. My assistant. I just talked to her like 20, 30 minutes ago.
Ah, okay. Who was the funniest person you've met?
The funniest person is basically there's these guys that basically make videos on YouTube about pranking. Uh, they basically go in gang areas, areas where there's gangs and criminals and people sort of like those, and they make pranks. They prank them, and it really makes me laugh. They're called top-notch idiots. You can search them on YouTube and watch those videos. They're really hilarious. Top-notch idiots.
Alright. Ah, yeah, the Nigerians. Okay.
Top-notch idiots. Yeah, they're probably the most hilarious people in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
you can
true.
say
I
that.
can't argue with that. What was the longest line you have ever waited?
The longest,
What was the longest line you have ever waited in?
I was in school and way back when I was in school, this line there's one we didn't pay school fees. And then they tell us to like get out the class. Those who didn't pay, and then they have this line. They check that you actually pay, and then they pay. And then I was there, but it's not often. It's why I remember. So I was there back in the line, and it was like uh 20 meters long, 20 meters long. It's not long, but I mean it's like it was actually long, like because there was like a bunch of students who didn't pay, and that was I don't know how I ended up in line, but I accidentally ended up there. When they checked me, they found out that I actually paid. They actually paid, and they have mistaken me. They did a mistake. They just like told me to go out. So yeah, that was the longest one.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
When you're going on a road trip, what two items do you make sure to bring with you?
Uh, if it's a long trip, I always carry my earpieces. The earpieces, and if it's a short trip, I make sure I carry my hairbrush. We don't use combs, especially with this afro hair. We just use brushes. So a brush and earpiece, it's a must. Yeah,
Would you ever try space tourism?
yeah. I mean, I'm a fan of Elon Musk. So if everything goes right for him, I might hop on the bandwagon. Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be great. Something I see it as something revolutionary. I mean, Earth is great, but it's time for us to leave Earth, because Earth is kind of getting weird. If if they tell me like I had to pay like $10 million to just leave Earth and go like on Mars and settle there and have children there and have everything there, just to get away from Earth, I will. So yeah, something I can try.
Point. Have you ever experienced anything supernatural?
Supernatural. Nah, not yet, not yet.
The day will come eventually. We just don't know
Yeah.
when. Yeah. What is something right now in our world that needs to be modernized?
So the whole dating market, the whole dating process. You know, back in the day, there was something called chivalry, and basically they do have to like approach the girl, and then you know, basically the guy has to make everything the move, and guess what? Most of the times the girl didn't even like the guy, so the guy was like basically wasting time. So in our modern age, I think we have to modernize how we date, how the dating process is carried out. I mean, Tinder absolutely did that, but I think it's the minds of people. People have to actually realize that dating changed, and they have to change the way they see it. It's not. It's not anymore about the guy approaching. It's about the two approaching. No, no, half approaching. So I think, yeah, if if a guy likes a girl, approach him, do your thing, but also the girl must actually make it clear, like actually clear. That I mean, the dating process gotta be modernized. Everything else is really modern.
That's a very good point. Couldn't agree more. If you want to find out a lot about a person, what question would you ask them?
Would I ask them? Probably yes.
Yeah, what question would you ask someone to know a lot about that person?
So I probably ask them who's their five favorite celebrity. I mean, it sounds weird, but I assure you that you can learn a lot about someone with who they consider their favorite person. You know, or yeah, I mean, it may sound cliche, but it's actually true. The- You really can learn a lot about someone, but by just knowing the person who they idolize or who they celebrate or who they fan. Yeah,
Yeah, actually, that makes a lot of sense because you can tell a lot about a person if they pay attention to mainstream stuff or they have like a niche interest. So actually asking what people's favorite celebrities are does make a lot of sense to get an idea of what what they're into and what they enjoy doing.
yeah, it's true.
If life is a game, what if life was a game, what are some of the rules?
If life was a game, what would be the rules? That Is that the question?
Yes, what are the rules?
Spread love, because you're not going to be here forever. That,
Yes, that is very true.
yep.
If you could have a never-ending candle that smelled like anything you wanted, what fragrance would you want that to be?
Even though I apply fragrance to deodorants, I actually don't have a favorite, so I cannot like no. But for the smell, it'd be something between a strawberry.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
What natural landmark would you like to see someday?
Well,
What natural landmark would you like to see someday?
what natural? I
Yeah,
didn't get the
like
question.
in the world, countries have. So the question I'm asking you is, out of the landmarks in countries around the world that makes that country well known, which of the natural landmarks in a country would you like to see someday?
I don't know. Don't know. Trying to trying to come up with something on top of my mind. I don't know. Don't know. I really don't.
It's okay. You don't have to know yet. Things take time, and someday, at some point in the future, we'll find
Yeah.
something that sparks our interest, and we would like to go to that country and visit the natural beauty that
Yeah.
is country name or
Yeah.
something.
What
Yeah,
what country name?
and that is yeah, like maybe somewhere in South Africa, or maybe Spain, Brazil, maybe Portugal. Just examples of countries with natural beauty that I would like to see someday.
I think Brazil will be. I think Brazil will be a really great selection. Brazil.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. And that is all we have for this episode. It's great having you on, Chris, talking about your work as a pop singer, collaborations in the future, and aspirations to travel the world. It's been great.
Yeah. Thank you too. And it's great to hop on the show on this podcast and you know get to share everything and know experience and my thoughts with you. So great.
Indeed. And until next time, stay tuned for more.